surfing, one thing I have learnt from my limited time surfing was that a lot of weight in the upper body gets distributed through the sternum. And I've had some pretty bad pain through the ribs just in those couple of surf lessons I had a few months ago. So definitely some pain in the ribs from trying to paddle and just building up the general conditioning of paddling, of being out in the surf, of you know, working when I'm in a really fatigued state and really pushing that sort of cardio element. That concerns me a bit. No idea what board. Going to be completely open to any suggestions. I've no idea. It's the honest answer.
Okay, so what can I do for you?
Here for my first surfboard.
And you weigh?
About 100 kilos.
Right, that's a challenge.
Actually,
right.
I've dropped 20 kilos, believe it or not.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's a great step forward. All right. Show me how you pop up.
Sure.
And then we'll get some idea of where we're going. Okay, so if you can just lie down, face me. Right. Okay, so knees together is a good starting point. All right, so what we want you to do is to get up on your toes, right, and just jump up and let's see what happens. Okay. Right, okay, that's good. So you've actually got the stance sort of pretty much in the middle of the board. That could come across a bit. But I think that we can improve this a little bit because when you're jumping up with both feet, the feet could land in different positions. So don't get on your knees. If you can actually get up on your toes and actuate these muscles here, then the brain is working out that it's got to stand up, it's not kneeling up. And kneeling up is sort of an intermediary thing. If you have to do it, you have to do it. But if you can actually get up on your toes and stand up straight away, that's a much better process.
Yep.
So if you just lay down. Okay, so what I want you to do, this is your back foot, so
yep.
I want you to push your knee out laterally towards me. Right, now try and see if you can push the heel against, just so you can feel it, right, just for location. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually go on your toes and push up, and you're going to push up into what the yoga people call downward dog. So your backside, that's good. So you didn't use your knees, you came straight up. Come up a little higher if you can. Right, now bring your left foot through under your shoulder. Yeah, that's it. Right, so and then when you stand up, you want to be leaning over that and bending as if you're going to sit down on the chair, right? So you're in that pose. This hand's out in front and you're looking over the top of your knuckles, right? Now we're going to do it one more time, and the difference is that you're going to watch my hand the whole process. So what I want you to do is have your head up, right? And that's going to help you balance, right? Let's do that again. So we go through it. So bend the knee, toes, push up into downward dog, bring your front foot forward. Yeah, okay, right.
I have learnt that you cannot begin anything unless you just start, unless you just get into it. If you are too concerned about failing and you let that stifle you and you let that stop you, then you're destined for doom, aren't you?
Go out and just duck dive, white water, and all you do is duck diving, and what that's doing is that your muscle memory thing on your arms is going to work out, I can't press one side or the other because the board will fly out. So just by duck diving, which you push the board down, then you put your knee on it and pull it up, it means you're not confronted by all that white water, and you're actually training your arms, which helps you when you're doing your pop-up.
I enjoy the INDO board. I bought a surf skate trainer, a Smooth Star, so I would be looking forward to just genuinely developing the skill of balancing on different boards and just enjoying it. I mean, if I could do that, that is so different from anything I've ever done, not only just in generally in my life, but specifically because of my background in bodybuilding. I mean, this is so different. I never thought I'd be doing this. I never thought I'd be doing this injured, and I never thought I'd be doing this injured having the time of my life.
That business of doing the knees and the arm helps you with all this muscle memory coordination that eventually comes together, and then once you get to your feet with your feet down the middle of the board, you just practice heel and toe until you get some feeling of the actual energy of the wave, because the whole thing is surfing is all about, well, not all about, but a big part of surfing is feeling the change in energy as the wave moves over the topography of the bottom, whether it be a gutter or a sandbank or a reef, and you reacting to that, and that's the interface is your feet, not your brain.
I just know that there's going to be a lot of work involved, and I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying I know that we still have a very big task ahead. In a lot of ways it feels like we're starting from scratch, but at the same time I know how far I've come physically. My fitness, my cardiovascular fitness has improved so much, my balance has improved so much. I'm just looking forward to the future and continuing to try to learn the skill of surfing.
I think you better, if you're happy with the green 250, you save yourself $50 into the water.
Sounds good.
Because the reason I'm saying that is that once you actually get up and you get your pop-ups and all that done, get off this thing and get on a smaller board. So all you need to do is do a diamond shape with the wax, right? This has got some texture to it, but it's still not good enough, and you should wear a rashi also to help you stay on the board, right?
So how much wax should be put on it?
Oh, not a great deal, just enough. You'll work it out. You put it, so just stripes across like this and diagonal stripes across like this, and then get on the board and try it, and then if you're still slipping around, put a little bit more on. It's better to try it with not enough than too much, right?
Okay.
Because then in the sun it'll melt and become lumpy and all the rest of it. So balance is one thing, but momentum is what's going to work for you, because there are some really big guys who surf like ballet dancers, right? They're light on their feet. If you can get to your feet and get the sort of the sensation of being able to feel the ocean and just try and become part of it, it doesn't matter how big you are. It really doesn't. And in actual fact, it can be an asset in some cases, right? So it's just a matter of being able to be able to make an edge, release an edge, right? To go up the wave by making an edge, and then to sort of release it and come down, so that you gradually can get in that and stay in the right position on the wave, where the most powerful part of the wave is just the part of the break. So,
oh, that's it, is it? There's the board.
That's pretty much it. And if it doesn't work, bring it back.
All right. Well,
So
that's
there
it.
you go.
That's the board. No
Right.
worries.
Excellent.
Thank you. Ready to go.
Luke's had his fair share of setbacks, but I know he's incredibly motivated and he's incredibly driven, so I have no doubt he will be up on his surfboard on the beautiful Gold Coast, or on the Sunshine Coast. My apologies, Luke. We would never find you on the Gold Coast, of course. So yeah, I think Luke's going to do really, really well this season. Much, much better than season one. He actually looks like someone who maybe will be able to surf one day. What was the funniest thing about Luke? The funniest thing about Luke is his love of his Indo board, I think. Oh man, this guy, he has an absolute passion for Indo board surfing. So much so that he eventually convinced me to get an Indo board. I don't know how he did it, because it didn't really appeal to me at the time, and I resisted for ages, but he was talking about, neuroplasticity and opening up new pathways in the brain, and him feeling really alert and vibrant and learning the new skills, and his lower body felt more stable and all of this sort of stuff. And I ended up getting an Indo board, and I've used it about 5 times since, and I'm just like, I don't see the appeal. Now, Luke's probably desperate for an Indo board sponsorship, but look, not for everyone, maybe. Not for me. I've tried it. I still try it, but I last about 5 minutes on it, then I'm really bored. I'm like, why am I standing on this slightly unstable surface on an inflatable little rubber balloon? What's the purpose of this again? Neuroplasticity, did you say, Luke?
Neuroplasticity.
I'm not sure. So his love of the Indo board is something that is a little bit strange and funny to me, but he really does love it, and he's very, very good at it now. Except defeat. Initially I had these thoughts of maybe I'll be able to show him up on the Indo board. No, I never will. I'm never going to put in the time or energy or effort to do it. I never skateboarded as a kid. I never really rollerbladed, skied with any success. None of it really ever appealed to me. So we can put INDO boarding in that category, although Luke is very good at it now. So my concerns moving forward is that George Soteropoulos thinks I'm pathetic. And George probably has very good reason to think that, because compared to him, every human being that's probably not a full-time fighter is kind of pathetic. One time when I was down at the studio speaking to George, he just finished rolling with a number of people, and I saw him contorting his body in all sorts of positions and effortlessly demonstrating all these sweeps and different moves and making it look completely effortless. And then after the class, he rolled up his gi, then he rolled the bandage off his knee, and the knee was like double the size of the other one. You could poke it and there was like obviously massive amounts of inflammation and fluid in there. He just had an arthroscope or something 3 days prior. He was in apparently a great deal of pain. It looked like he was in absolute agony with this knee, but to him it was just, it's just another little thing. And I don't know, I guess when probably you've had muscles torn and, you know, bones broken in your face and you've chosen to continue on fighting and things like that, that maybe a swollen knee and a little bit of aches and pains is nothing to you anymore. So I'm fairly certain that when he heard I tore my adductor, which I thought was significant, he was just like, meh, so what? Come down, roll. And so I'm gonna have to like hang my head and just try and sneak into the gym and hide at the back of the class and get into things before George singles me out and then picks on me for being such a wuss, I think. So that's my biggest concern, is facing George again, because he's terrifying. I don't care that I've got 30 or 40 kilos on him, he's terrifying, and I feel like he's at a whole other level of manhood than me. He's scary. George is scary. You don't realise how scary you are. Now, I do need to get myself in a better position for BJJ. And in order to do that, I've started doing some mobility drills and some solo sort of escapes and different movements so that my body can get used to working in a different manner and working as a total system. Unfortunately, with my bodybuilding, my body seems to work as individual body parts. Like I'm very good at controlling one joint and moving through that. What I'm not good at is controlling my entire body and moving in a more natural manner. So that's what you have to be able to do for BJJ. So that's what I'm going to endeavor to do. And if I can get that mobility and I can get some coordination before I get on the mats for actual official training, I'll put myself in a much better position to move forward, I think. I have learned that this is not going to be easy. That's the main thing I learned. I think I'll get there in the end. Absolutely. I have every intention of rolling in my white belt tournament and not making a fool of myself. I plan on winning an event. I don't plan on being the champion Australian white belt by any means. I plan on rolling in an intra-club, intra-gym, low level white belt tournament and not losing every match. That's pretty much my goal. And hopefully that will be enough to provide me with a little extra motivation, a little bit of excitement, and a real goal to work towards. And hopefully it'll mean that George no longer looks at me like the meathead that can't train through a minor injury. So yeah, that's really what I'm looking forward to and what I've learned. It's not going to be easy, and I really need to set goals and I really need to work hard at it. And in this time where we're quarantined, I think it's going to be very important for me to keep moving forward.
Coming up next on Midlife Man. It's an absolute mission to get that board on top of the roof. I don't think I'll be keeping the soft roof racks for too long. Sweaty mess just getting those boards on, and we barely made it out of the car park. What you call getting in a rip and just getting out of a rip. Oh, I am absolutely spent.
This season, like a lot of our lives, is kind of up in the air. We're in the COVID-19 era, so I don't know exactly what to look forward to, but I guess the longer we go with gyms being closed and things like that, the better prepared I should be when they reopen. I'm not someone who's losing their skills. I have no skills to begin with. But I am someone that has enough knowledge to be able to move forward with the physical changes I need in order to be ready for BJJ. So I'll either be able to prepare for a little while in my garage, working on my mobility and my strength and my movement patterns, and then finally get into a BJJ gym, or the entire season will be spent in my garage working on my mobility and conditioning and everything else. So it's going to be interesting to see what this season brings.